Everyone, let's do another data demo. Open up your 2022 GSS. Excuse me. All right, so we are going to be looking at mean, median, and mode, a little bit on variation, and mostly focusing on 95% confidence intervals. Okay, so with numerical data, it's important to remember what is numerical data. Numerical data is stuff that is coded as numbers, right? That makes numerical sense. So, for example, if we were to look at two different measures of education, let's see if you remember this from the last data demo, right? So we have degree and educ. Let me hide some of the Zoom stuff. There we go. All right, we have degree, which is the highest degree that they have achieved. And this is coded as 0 for less than high school. 1 is high school, 2 associates, 3 bachelor's, 4 graduate. And then when we get down to highest year of school completed, this is more numerical. Now we have the labels here, which I kind of don't like. I almost want to go in and remove them. If we were to look at educ, right? So 0 means no schooling, no 0 years of school. 1 is first grade or 1 year, 2 is 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, and so forth. Okay. So which one is numerical? Not degree, it'd be educ, right? Okay. So if we wanted to know the mean, median, mode of educ, we'd have to come here to frequencies. It's really weird. Um, I should have just done it here. So we have the mean, and let's click median and mode just for funs. You don't have to do this part. Just watch. Okay. So here we have those frequency lists again, just like before, but up here in statistics, see here we have mean, median, and mode. Now it's showing us the label, but that's the most common number. Now with degree, average education is 1.82. Does that make sense? It doesn't, right? That's because this is not numerical. But with educ, highest year of school completed, when we see the average is 14.15, that makes sense. That means that the average years of schooling is 14.15 years. Okay, we are going to close this out now. And I want you to follow along now. So frequencies is a good place to get mean, median, and mode. You can't get mode everywhere. This is like the only place where you can get it. But we're not going to use frequency here. Instead, we're going to go to Analyze, and we're going to go to Descriptive and Explore. Explore is a great place to get some really good statistics. So what we're going to do here is we are going to find the variable educ and put it into the dependent list. Now come here to statistics and click on descriptives. Always remember to do that. And then click continue and then click OK. Now it's going to give you some box plots, but we don't need those. Scroll down. Here's a cool histogram showing the distribution of the highest year education by the number of people in the data set, which is cool to see. Down here, we have the average. Hey, check it out. That's just like what we saw before, right? 14.15 and the median. No mode. It doesn't give you the mode, which is so weird. But the thing it does give you in Explore is the 95% confidence interval. So this is saying that we're 95% confident. The actual mean is somewhere in this range. But we're not because we don't have our weights on. Oops. Let's turn on our weights. So we'll turn our weights on, all right, so we can be representative of the population. And then I'll go back to Analyze, Explore, run it again. And this is what we get. It actually drops a little, right? So the average is 13.89. Okay, And there's our 95% confidence interval. That's pretty tight, so we can feel pretty confident in our average. The standard deviation is at 2.84, which is good. That means there's like on average, the average difference between cases is 2.84 years with the mean. Um, Now, remember how we did the crosstab with race, ethnicity, and the variable degree? Well, what if we use race, ethnicity, and educ? So this is how we would do that. We're going to leave our weights on, and I need to rerun race, ethnicity. I actually saved it. So we have race 3. We have 1 white non-Hispanic, 2 black non-Hispanic, 3 Hispanic. We'll run that. Okay, we'll scroll to the bottom just to make sure our variable is there. Yep, race 3, sweet. Now we'll go to Analyze, Descriptive, Explore, and in Factor List, we're going to put in race 3. So it's not quite like Split. It's cleaner than Split, but it kind of does the same thing. So you'll see here. Make sure we have descriptives marked, and okay. Let's go to our output. Okay, so here where it says like one or more weight values are non-integer, um, you're okay. You can ignore that. All right, so we come down here. This is for everyone still. We haven't split anyone out yet. Remember that average weighted was 13.89 before. Then we scroll down, and here are the histograms for white, black, and Hispanic. And if you notice, it's hard because the x-axis, they're not on the same scale. See, this one ends at 6, this starts at 2. But we can see here that some of these are kind of right-tailed. Let's look here. So for white average years of education, 14.19, and we see the confidence interval, it goes from 14.09 to 14.29. Black, it's 13.59, and the confidence interval goes from 13.37 to 13.81. And Hispanic, it's 12.43, and it goes from 12.17 to 12.70. Now, just by looking at these 95% confidence intervals, I can see that they don't overlap. So the 95% confidence interval, it's an inferential statistic. It means that we're pretty sure in the population, average years of education for Hispanics is somewhere in the range of 12.17 to 12.7. Since that range doesn't overlap with Black, I can be confident saying that there is a difference between Blacks and Hispanics in terms of their education. Now, the next chapter you read, we're actually going to read about a test that lets us do that more formally called t-test. And we can make the same kind of observation between whites and blacks. See how those 95% confidence intervals don't overlap? So there we go. Cool. Now, what to turn in? How about you close this out? And I want you to go to, you can leave your weights on. Descriptive frequencies. Put in educ. Have mean, median, mode. Click OK. And then go to analyze, compare, sorry, descriptive, explore, my bad. And run this where you had educ in the dependent and race 3 in the factor. So your output should look like this. So you have those frequencies with mean, median, mode. And then you used explore or to get the general descriptors for the whole group. And then separately for white, black, and Hispanic. So this is what you'll turn in. So again, you'll go File, Export. Let's see. I guess I didn't save one, but the data demos. This would be number 4. Data demo 4. Save it as a PDF, and you're good to go. All right. Good job, everyone. I will see y'all later.